Hello, I'm Lala Rimando, and welcome to Talk Thursday. Today we'll talk with the man at the helm of one of the Philippines' biggest funds, the Government Service Insurance System. GSIS manages the pension funds of government employees. We have with us Roberto Vergara, the President and Managing Director of the fund with over 600 billion pesos in assets. Mr. Vergara was at the top of his game as fund manager in one of Asia's best investment houses when he took on the government post in September 2010. It has been over 2 years, sir.
That's right.
So
2 years.
How has it been so far?
It's been very interesting. Obviously, this is my first time in government, and it's a very different environment from what I'm used to in the private sector. But like I said, it's been 2 years, a little bit over 2 years, and I think we're surviving. We're putting a lot of changes through, and we've got a little bit more to do moving forward. But I hope that so far the change that we've been able to implement has made an impact on our members, which, as you rightly point out, are the government employees of the Philippines.
And I'm sure you've been asked a lot of times how it's been like to be in government service after having been you've been with a lot of fund managers in the past.
Yeah.
And talk to us a little bit about the lifestyle changes and just the work.
Okay. Well, obviously a lot of changes. You're right. I have done most of my career working at various investment houses. In fact, I've been very focused on just managing money, investing in the markets. And I have really been out of the country for nearly 27 years.
27 years.
Yeah, for 2 years in the U.S., 4 years in Europe, and recently until I moved back in September 2010, 20 years in Hong Kong. So the changes are quite stark. Living outside the Philippines and living in Manila is very different. The work I do. I've always worked in very focused, single activity type institutions, which is focused on investments. At GSIS, clearly, investments just one of the things that you have to look at. There's also the pension administration side to it. As a government entity, you also cooperate and work with other government agencies. Clearly, GSIS as a large organization has a lot of resources that can be used to assist other government entities when they require assistance. So in terms of, it's just so hard to compare the two because there's really nothing similar about them. I come into the office here. I used to come in there about 7 o'clock. I stay until about 10 sometimes. Lately, it's sort of tapered off. I finish about 8. In my old job, I'm market driven. So markets open at 9. I have to be in the office before 9. When they finish at 4, after settling your trades, you're pretty much done by about 5:30. It's a more people business as opposed to a markets business. I have 2,700 employees at GSIS.
Down from 3,000 when you
down from 3,200. We've had to reorganize and restructure and try to streamline the system. The other, where I used to be, I really dealt with very few people. It was mostly with markets and with fellow traders. Maybe I would have a team of 3 or 4 traders, and that would be my department. That would be my unit. We would invest in markets. So again, it's a totally different side of my skill set, I guess, that's being used right now. Getting work done by working with people. It's quite interesting. It's so new that it's refreshing for me. All those cases we studied in business school, for example, a lot of them I thought were a waste of time. Now I'm beginning to realize that that's what they're supposed to be used for. This is how you actually manage people, how you motivate people, how you encourage them to take risks, how you make sure that they know what the rules are, and that you point them in the direction where the whole organization should be moving. Those are kind of managerial issues that I'm dealing with right now.
Wow, from hardcore finance, from different parts of the world, and now you're dealing with a lot of kinds and types of people. You're dealing with, for example, local government.
Yes, GSIS, obviously, as said, as the pension fund, all the government agencies are our counterparts. All their employees are our members. We have to continually work with them. We have to ensure that the systems that we have in place to ensure that their contributions for their members are correctly received and handled and reconciled and posted to the council members. We have to make sure that our two systems are synchronized. I think we didn't have that in place in the past, and we're working towards a system that will do that, so that the very common complaint that you would hear from many of our members that they've had their contributions deducted, so why is it not showing up in their accounts? It's really a technology and accounting thing. When we were installed in GSS, one of the biggest problems was our computer system.
The IBM issue.
That's right. And I looked at that. We were at loggerheads. IBM had taken us to court. We had taken IBM to court.
And that has basically put us also in the front page of a lot of international
yes, because
organizations, because it involved a multinational.
Obviously, it's who is this GSIS?
That's GSIS. They call it GSIS.
Well,
okay.
I mean, they don't know that it stands for anything internationally. That's taken IBM to court.
So tell us, what are the lessons from handling and being involved in a high-profile issue like that?
Well, what did we inherit as a result of this? We had a system which we couldn't access, which contained a lot of information that was very important and critical to my members, and we had, like I said, a world-class problem, and on the other side of the table, working against us or not cooperating with us, just one of the world's largest technology firms, and. I made this comparison. If we win our case against IBM based on what we had tried to claim from them, the equivalent would be something like a little over 100 million pesos of damages, which, if I divided over the number of members I had, was less than the cost of a Jollibee hamburger. On the other hand, if I tried to reach out to IBM and see whether they would come back and work with us to solve our problems, getting accurate statements to my members would be a far better outcome than the impasse that we were at that point. IBM was very keen to reestablish a relationship with GSIS. It turns out that IBM, like GSIS, is celebrating their 75th year in the Philippines. We celebrate our 75th. We were the first customer. They sold their first mainframe to us, and so there was a lot of goodwill there that we could draw on. And in fact, when we finally sat down, and I said that, look, would it be so good for you and great for my members if we could just sit down and just bury the hatchet, and let's see if we can work together to sort things out. And that's really how I work. I don't really see the point in establishing, being adversarial. At the end of the day, we need the assistance of all our business partners, and IBM, who knows GSIS quite well from its dealings in the past. They really could help us, and in fact. In the end, after we came to an agreement on how we work together, they sent a lot of their technicians, a lot of their consultants to come and show us, where things could be improved, and we were able to again access the mainframe, extract all the information, and with that information now we are able to finally resolve many of the concerns of our members with regard to transactions that took place maybe 5 or 7 years ago, because we can now build the history of the relationship they have with GSIS, and I hope that people will appreciate that this is a result of the collective effort of GSIS and its counterparties in technology with the banks, and really we're doing this because what we want is to just provide this what I call responsive service to our members, which
So